In the last video, I talked about the concept of pre-exhausting a muscle to facilitate reaching muscle failure when doing any exercise. Now, most people, when they hear the term pre-exhaustion, they associate it with a type of superset in which you do an isolated exercise immediately before a compound one for the same body part, but pre-exhaustion is not limited to that type of superset. When you understand why you're doing what you do, you can modify the way you do what you do to promote the response that you want to get. And you can pre-exhaust the muscle without relying on multiple exercises or multiple pieces of equipment, simply by incorporating an isometric contraction at the beginning of your set. To better understand this, you need to understand that the force required to overcome the resistance when doing any exercise is going to vary based on the range of motion. This has to do with biomechanics and the way the body is designed. What you need to be concerned with is you need to identify the range of motion in which the muscles have to do the most amount of work to overcome the resistance. At what point in the range of motion is the exercise hardest to do? At this point is where you're going to hold the weight for as long as you can. You're going to hold it, aim for about 30 seconds, scale it up or down if you want to, and this is your form of pre-exhaustion. What you're doing is you're keeping the muscles under constant tension at the position where they have to do the most amount of work. When you can't hold it anymore, you move on to your set and you do the reps the way you normally would. Aim for about 8 to 10, scale it up or down if you wanted to. Now, one of the benefits to doing your pre-exhaustion this way is that when the muscles are under constant tension, blood can't get in and blood can't get out. When they have an opportunity to disengage between the isometric and when you do your reps the way you normally would, blood's going to flush in and the muscles are going to get pumped. This is going to promote growth in its own right, but more importantly, it's going to increase your capacity to recruit the muscle and impose a greater demand on it, because the pump is not something you're going to be able to ignore. Now, this is a much more efficient and practical way of pre-exhausting your muscles because you don't need multiple exercises and you don't need multiple pieces of equipment. Anybody can do this for any exercise. When you understand why you're doing what you do, you can modify the way you're doing it to promote the response that you're there to get. You like the information, share it, click the fucking button at the bottom of the screen you're looking at, subscribe to the channel, support this motherfucker right here, and this motherfucker right here is going to keep on bringing it.